Can male relatives reject a cousin's proposal simply due to being cousins? Okay, so okay, cousin marriages in Islam. So here we're talking is first cousins, like your uncle's children or your auntie's children, um, from either side. First cousin, these marriages are permissible, right? And there's there's no harm in such a marriage. Allah. The issue is that sometimes when people's families have been intermarrying for for a long time, the gene pool needs to be replenished. Otherwise, what can happen is, you can have defects at birth when people marry relatives who are too close, and if it's been going on for such a long time. So if a guardian had such a concern, then it would be, appropriate for them to reject this proposal and say, look, I'm concerned because of this. Or if they have a concern over the religious practice of the relative, and who better to know of someone's religious practice than their immediate family, or the person's attitudes and mindset, or some other character traits. So yeah, they can say, look, I don't agree with this proposal. I'm not happy with it. But if there are any of these concerns, there's no history of any sort of birth defects or anything like this, and the person's akhlaq and the person's relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't have anything objectionable, then no, they shouldn't, and they can't really object. The things that the wali, the closest male relative, you say the father, in his absence, the grandfather or the brothers, they can object when there's no kafa'a. The person's religious practice isn't on a similar level to that of the ladies, or he can't provide for her, or he's got an income, he's got a job that's gonna bring embarrassment on the family. These sorts of things, yes, the person can object in certain situations, and the marriage doesn't occur unless he agrees. But if all of that is fine, and the person is just stubbornly saying no, then he's doing wrong, and his objection has no weight, right? And however, this is one of those things that we have been told to maintain family ties, and it's being such a sensitive thing. People should consult and put the long term and wider benefit and the wider well-being of the family in front of their eyes when they're discussing these matters. Sometimes just stubbornly saying no, you can't marry that person, isn't good, and sometimes insisting I am going to, when they have clear objections and clear reasons for objecting. So that can be a problem as well. So look towards what's best for everyone. And sometimes if it's a case of you have to give up something, then whatever you give up for the sake of Allah, Allah replaces it with something better. And so here's a general answer, and specific situations need to be addressed on their own merits, and Allah knows best.
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.